Zoom that one. Okay. To me, I don't know if I can zoom them. That's a long way away.
Yeah.
But I don't
Let's see.
transfer, hold, add, share. Because that wasn't the view I had yesterday. Oh well.
Good morning.
Good morning. For some reason, Is anybody that can zoom that camera in because it's
No, Your Honor,
Because yesterday I was a lot closer.
I'm not sure, but we're not allowed to touch it.
Well, it's not a big deal. I mean, I can still see them, but
Can we ask the clerk, when are we gonna do the Portuguese?
You want me to call the language line now, Judge?
sure.
I'm finna call the language line now.
So you wanna do them first or
Yep.
after the move?
First.
Okay.
Yep. I guess I'm just going to have to do it that way. Ah, there it is. I do have control. Whoops. Look at that. Technology. Got it.
Your Honor,
Yes.
while we're waiting for the interpreter, this inmate has an immigration detainer.
Oh, okay. Do I hit teleconference? Hello?
Hello?
Can the interpreter hear me?
Yes?
Can the interpreter hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
Your
you're
Honor,
a
can
little.
you hear me?
I can. Does she go through the? I'm asking a question to the clerk here. Does she go through the headphones too, or? Okay. All right. Yeah, ma'am. You're going to have to speak up a little bit louder because they're going to have to hear through the speakers. Okay.
Okay.
Would you please tell us your name, the interpreter?
Anna,
Okay. Your I guess ID number.
249899.
All right. Thank you. Would you just introduce yourselves to the person you'll be interpreting for is Mr. Marquez.
Olá, eu sou a intérprete desta chamada. Vou traduzir a vossa conversa.
Please state your name, sir.
Por favor, diga o seu nome, senhor.
Tiago Araújo Marques.
Tiago Araújo Marques.
Sir, you have been arrested for a charge of aggravated battery on a pregnant person.
Foi preso por ter sido acusado de bateria agravada numa pessoa grávida.
Não. Não.
Hold on. Don't speak.
Não,
Hold on.
não fale, espere.
Ok.
I do find probable cause for that offense.
Eu encontro causa provável para essa ofensa.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you temporarily as your lawyer.
Vamos indicar defensor público para representá-lo temporariamente como advogado.
You're presently being held without bond.
Está neste momento a ser detido sem direito a vínculo.
And you have a hold from Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
E está a ser guardado pela imigração para clientes e enforçamento.
Does either party want to be heard on the question of bond?
Alguma das partes quer ser ouvida em relação ao vínculo?
Aaron Zalberg on behalf of Mr. Marquez. This is an F2, and I guess because of the ICE hold, he wouldn't be eligible for pretrial release. Okay.
Right.
I do happen to know I have a few clients with ICE holds right now that, for the time being, ICE, because of the health situation, ICE isn't even looking at holds right now. But I don't know if he is entitled to a monetary bond.
Right.
So I don't know if he could be sworn in and I could take some testimony.
Sure. Sir, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn?
O senhor, por favor, pode levantar o seu braço direito para fazer juramento.
You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Jura solenemente que o testemunho que vai fazer é a verdade, toda a verdade e nada mais que a verdade. Por Deus.
Yes.
Counsel, go ahead.
Sir, prior to being taken into custody, where did you reside?
Antes de ser trazido para a custódia, onde é que residia?
Não entendi.
Antes de ser trazido para a custódia, onde residia?
No Milênia.
What was your address?
Qual a sua morada, endereço?
No condomínio Cove.
O quê?
Aonde eu morava?
Morada, sim.
No Grande Reserve.
Grande Reserve?
Yes.
Okay, sir, was it 4530 Concord Landing Drive, apartment 302?
I'm sorry, please repeat.
Sir, Mr. Marquez, did you reside at 4530 Concord Landing Drive, unit number 302?
O senhor residia no 4530 Concord Cordy Drive, apartamento 302?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, do you have any family in the Orange County or Central Florida area?
Tem alguma família em Orange County ou no centro da Flórida?
Yes.
Who?
Quem?
Meu irmão.
My brother.
Yeah.
Where does he reside?
Onde é que ele reside?
Oi?
Onde é que ele reside?
No Grande Reserve.
At Grand Reserve.
Ma'am, I didn't hear that.
He just said Grand Reserve like he said before.
Okay, sir, realistically, sir, what country are you from originally?
De que país é que o senhor é nacional?
Perdão, não entendi.
De que país é que o senhor é nacional?
Yes.
O quê?
Sim.
Senhor, de qual o país? De que país é que o senhor é?
Nacional?
Qual é o seu país?
Sim, é do Brasil.
Brasil.
Okay, sir. Obviously, you have an ICE hold keeping you in the Osceola County Jail right now. But if that ICE hold were to be lifted, what kind of how much money do you think you would be able to put together between you, any family members who'd be able to help you out, any friends?
Então, neste momento, o senhor está a ser mantido pela ICE, mas se o senhor fosse libertado agora, quanto dinheiro consegue ter entre o seu dinheiro e dinheiro de família e amigos que o possam ajudar?
Ok.
Senhor, isto é uma pergunta. Quanto dinheiro é que o senhor iria conseguir ter juntando o seu dinheiro e o dinheiro de família e amigos que o possam ajudar?
3, 4.
3, 4 quê?
Amigos, irmão.
Okay, this is the interpreter speaking. He doesn't seem to be understanding my question. I repeated and he just said 3 or 4 friends could help me.
Okay, how much money do you think? How much money, cash,
Quanto dinheiro, senhor? Não é amigos, é dinheiro.
would he be able?
Quanto dinheiro eu tenho acá?
Okay, he's not going to listen to me.
Quanto dinheiro é que o senhor e os seus amigos conseguem juntar?
Quanto custa?
How much does it cost?
No, sir, I'm
All right.
asking.
I think we've gotten as much information as we're going to get. The court's going to set bond in the amount of $5,000. Obviously, this amount can be readdressed by the trial court with a complete investigation and perhaps an in-person interpreter. Condition of the bond is he is to have no contact with the victim.
Então, nós vamos fazer uma caução de $5.000. Este montante pode ser novamente reconsiderado conforme depois o tribunal e também ao termos uma intérprete ao vivo.
$5.000 não tenho.
I don't have $5,000.
All right.
Sir, if you're able to come up with roughly $500 cash and you go through a bondsman, they will likely be able to put up the rest. But again, sir, I wouldn't recommend trying to bond out right now because you have an ICE hold. And I know ICE isn't, the federal government isn't really handling ICE holds at this point in time. So
Então, o senhor, a condição da caução é que o senhor não pode ter contato com a vítima, o senhor pode arranjar $500 e depois pode-se falar com o bondsman para conseguir o resto. O importante é que agora não tenha contato com a vítima, uma vez que a ICE neste momento não está a reter.
Sim, ok.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Obrigada. Obrigada. Thank you.
And thank you, ma'am.
thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for using our services, Your Honor.
Could you please tell me your name, ma'am?
Danielle Mosby.
And Ms. Mosby, you have been arrested on 2 charges, one of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, the other of battery. I find probable cause as to both offenses. According to sheet I've been given, you do qualify for PTR. So the court is going to release you to the pretrial release program. Special condition is you are to have no contact with the victim in your case. Now, by no contact, that means no contact of any kind. It means you can't physically contact the person. You can't call them. You can't text them. You can't reach out to them through social media. You just can't have any contact of any kind and not through a third party.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what? Hold on, don't walk away yet. Corrections, we need you to sign the no contact order. the receipt for the no contact order, I guess it's called, or whatever. All right, thank you. Mr. Charlesworth. Good morning, Mr. Charlesworth.
Morning, Your Honor.
You have been arrested for possession of cocaine. I've examined the arrest affidavit. I do find probable cause. We will appoint a public defender to represent you temporarily. Will you see your trial judge? Your bond is set at $1,000.
Thank you.
And let's see. Yes.
I don't know if I can be heard briefly. I don't have Mr. This is Charlesworth Andrew.
This is Andrew Charlesworth.
Okay,
Yes.
sorry, I have it as Charlesworth Andrew for some reason.
I'm sorry. So, what is your last name?
Andrew is my last name.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my mistake, Mr. Andrew.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I don't have Mr. Andrew's criminal history in front of me. In light of the global pandemic, I do know we hear a lot about social distancing. I do know that there's kind of a concerted effort around the state in the court system to try to release nonviolent offenders from the Orange County Jail, especially with third-degree felony drug cases. I know asking for ROR in this case.
Well, Mr. Andrew is presently out on bond on a driving while license suspended case.
Okay.
And I'm not revoking that one,
Understood.
but because of that, I'm going to leave the bond as set.
I understand, and I wasn't aware of because of the way his name is. I didn't realize.
Right.
So I
No problem.
understand. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. That's all, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right. Mr. Bullerin. Your name, sir?
Mr. Brandon Bullerin.
All right, Mr. Bullerin, you have been arrested for warrants for looks like 7 counts. 6 counts of possession of fraud in possession of admission tickets, and 1 count of scheme to defraud. These are, I think, out of Orange County. So your bond in those matters is set of $2,000 for count 1 and $150 for each additional count. The total bond amount is $2,900, and the court will appoint a public defender to represent you on a temporary basis. Any questions, sir?
Yes, sir. I do have one question. Is there a way that I could have PTR or ROR to handle my cases in Daytona, please? So I can get that out of the way.
I don't believe you qualify for that, and you can discuss with the trial judge on a warrant case. I don't have enough information to determine that. So at this point, we're going to leave the bonds the way they are, but the public defender represents you, and they can file a motion with the trial judge to set a bond after a more complete hearing.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care. Okay, Ms. McLaughlin,
Yes, sir.
please state your name.
Karen Christine McLaughlin.
All right, and you were arrested for a number of cases here, a couple of 3. Hold on, make sure I got them all. Yeah, so you have 3 charging affidavits. In the first one, it's possession of fentanyl, possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia. I find probable cause as to all of those. On the second, you are charged with possession of heroin and possession of a different item of drug paraphernalia, and I find probable cause for those. You are charged in the third with possession of methamphetamine, possession of cocaine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I find probable cause as to each of those. Let's see, you do not qualify for PTR, and your bonds in the first case are 1,000 count one, 150 on count two, 100 on count three. Second case, your bond is 1,000 on count one, 100 on count two. And the third case, it's 1,000 on count one, 150 on count two, and 100 on count three. Public defender is appointed to represent you temporarily, and you will remain in the Orange County Jail until you can post bond or till the charges are resolved.
It seems a bit duplicitous.
Hold on one second, man. Don't walk away. Your attorney, the public defender, is about to say something. Go ahead.
It seems a bit duplicitous. I don't know if because it looks like all this took place on April 11th, and we have possession of methamphetamine, cocaine, paraphernalia, and
Yeah, apparently it was.
fentanyl, cocaine, paraphernalia.
Yeah, there's apparently there were two different items of cocaine. The second one tested out to be both fentanyl and cocaine. Good thing you didn't. Well, never mind.
No.
Fentanyl can be deadly. Stop. No, that's okay. Don't say anything about the case. But anyway, go ahead and finish.
I don't know if it's possible to ROR her on for her to be. Because I mean, it doesn't appear that there was intent to sell. I don't know if it's possible for her to be ROR'd on one of the possession of cocaines.
Oh, sure. Why not? So in 2020, 4539, count two will be ROR instead of 150. And that's only because you argued so passionately.
This one, man.
There you go. All right, your name, sir.
Albert Smith.
Okay. Let's see. Albert Smith.
The Antonio Parkinson guy, he's medical.
He's medical, you said?
Yes, Parkinson is medical.
Medical. All right. Yes, we'll reset him for tomorrow. All right. Mr. Smith, you have been arrested for the charge of actually 5 counts. The first count is robbery. Yeah. The second count is possession of cocaine. Third count is battery. Fourth count is petty theft. And the fifth count is possession of cannabis. Court finds probable cause as to each of those offenses. Your bond is setting count 1 at $2,500. That bond will be stayed, remain the same. Possession of cocaine is set at $1,000. That'll be stayed. Battery is set at $500. That'll be stayed. The petty theft, I'm going to ROR him on that because it's basically the same as the robbery. The possession of cannabis, your bond is $250. Oh, that's correct. You're right. I do see it right here. I misspoke. Your bond on count 1 is $5,000 on the robbery, and the others are as I said. The public defender will be appointed to represent you temporarily. You have any questions, sir?
Nope.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. Possession of cannabis is $250. Right. All right. There we go.
Next person, Your Honor, Stanley Davis, refused.
Okay, Stanley Davis refused. You send out invitations, and and people just don't want to come. So he'll be reset for tomorrow. Maybe he'll be in a better mood then. All right. Ma'am, would you please tell me your name?
Junior Hal Jumbo Junior Leonard.
I'm sorry, who's this?
June Howell Jamber, and you said Leonard?
Yeah, Leonard.
No, we only had 2 names. We didn't have the third.
Oh.
Okay. You've been arrested for trespass after warning. I do find probable cause for that offense.
There was still my mail out the mailbox.
Hold on.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. It's probably better if you don't say anything about the facts of your case, because what you say could come back to bite you.
Yes.
And as you started to talk, the public defender stood up like he would have waved to you and said, no! Anyway, so your bond is set at $500. The public defender will be appointed to represent you temporarily. Have any questions?
No. May I go home today?
I don't know if does the court or the state have an offer to resolve this case?
I have other fines to pay. I have money saved up. I could pay the fines in a week. All the fines
Well-
together.
So we're just gonna warehouse her, I guess. All right.
Your bond is set at $500.
Yeah.
If you come up with $50, well, bondsmen make bonds that small? I don't know.
My husband's got money. I get a check today. If today's Monday, I get a check, I could pay it. But
Okay, tell you
it
what-
comes to the mail.
Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to reduce your bond to $150 cash. So if someone comes down with $150, you can get out of jail.
Okay. What I can do, I get a check.
I know,
My
but-
husband might have money. Okay. I know he could come here, pay for it, and I could get out today.
Yes, $150.
Okay.
But understand, you still have to show up in court. You understand? That's not like a fine. That's a bond. So if you show up in court, hold on one second.
I'm told the state has an offer.
State has an offer.
Offer in this case is a withhold of adjudication, court costs, and no return to the location.
Okay, ma'am, did you understand that?
Yes. But if I can't leave and cash my check and come back and pay the $50.
Okay, hold on. Focus. Listen to what I'm saying right now. What the state is saying is that if you want to enter a plea, is it guilty or no contest?
I'll accept the no contest.
Okay, so if you want to enter a plea of no contest, in other words, saying, go ahead and sentence me, then what they're recommending as a sentence is a withhold of adjudication and no return to the location where this happened. And that's it. Is that correct?
Hey, I have Sunshine Company, she has all my money saved up. If I could call her and she could send a check today, if I could get somebody to call her and send that money today with all my other fines that I have to pay.
Okay.
Today, if I could call her and she could send a check this week, call her and just send a check here.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I've appointed the public defender to represent you, so hopefully they'll have someone come out and speak to you, and you can talk to them about that. All right? Thank you very much.
What do I do?
You're excused. Okay, Mr. Cherry?
It's Tracy.
Mr. Cherry
Great.
was a refusal.
Mr. Cherry refused?
Yes.
Your Honor, this is the second day in a row he's refused. I don't know if Your Honor would be inclined to just appoint the PD's office so that.
Oh, he's refused yesterday too?
Yes. So I mean,
Is it something I said?
I don't know.
I offended him in some way? Okay, I will appoint the public defender's office to represent Mr. Cherry. Does the public defender waive initial appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And that shall be the last of that. Everything is stayed, yeah.
So what about the music? I don't know. This is
Take no action on that. All right. Please tell me your name, sir.
Corey Tracy.
All right, Mr. Tracy, you have been arrested on a writ of attachment for failure to pay child support.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Right, and we also have an order that you are going to be released today. You are to return for a hearing on June 1st at 1 p.m. in room 540 of the Orange County Courthouse. And it is in reference to your back child support.
Okay.
Stan?
Yes.
Very well. Thank you, sir. All right. Your name, sir?
Mark Boyer.
Okay, sir. You have been arrested on a charge of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon as an act of domestic violence. I do find probable cause for the charge in that case. The public defender will be appointed to represent you temporarily. You are being held on no bond. Does counsel want to be heard on the issue of? Oh, I'm sorry. He qualifies for PTR. So you'll be released on PTR. One of the conditions of PTR is you're to have no contact with the victim. And if the two of you were living together, you'll have to find someplace else to live. Maintain separate residences. That's correct. Okay. Anything from the public defender?
No, Your Honor.
Anything? Questions from you, sir?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you.
D's
Yes,
is-
sir.
D's is medical, Your Honor?
Dees is medical. Okay, well, here's Mr. Dees. Actually, give me that back for a second. All right. Mr. Dees is out on bond on another case, 2020 MM 663. Court's going to revoke bond on that case. The victim in that case was the same as the victim in the new case.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Is PD
Sure.
appointed in that other case? Okay.
Yes. And there was a no contact order in the other case as well. So bond is revoked on that case. As far as the rest, he'll be brought back tomorrow for initial appearance. Yes, sir. Your name?
Victor Joseph.
All right. Mr. Joseph, you are in jail for aggravated battery on a pregnant person and contempt of court for violating a no contact order. I do find probable cause for both. You also are presently we're on bond for charges in 2020 CF 352. The court's going to revoke your bond on the other case. So you'll be held on no bond on 2020 CF 352. And the court is going to appoint the public defender to represent you temporarily. And the court, because part of the allegation is you violated a no contact order.
I don't remember getting charged with all that.
Hold on now. If there's been a problem with paperwork or anything like that, I've appointed the public defender to represent you, and they will be able to investigate that for you. But based on what I have right now, you're going to be held in jail both on no bond, both on the old case and on this new allegation.
All right.
Sir,
All right.
Excuse
Sorry,
me,
Your
can I
Honor.
talk?
Well, here's the thing. The person I've just appointed to represent you, the public defender, is in the courtroom with me. I think he would probably tell you that you shouldn't say anything about the facts of your case because anything you say could be held against you.
Yeah.
If you have a procedural question, a question about the process, I'd be happy to answer it for you.
No, I'm just saying because when I was arrested, they said that the
Okay,
reason why I was
stop.
arrested
Stop.
was for the no contact.
There's no possible, sir. I'm not trying to be rude. There is absolutely no possible way that talking about the facts of the case this morning or this afternoon can help us. It can only hurt us. Okay.
I'm not talking about the case. I'm talking about what they told me I got arrested for.
Okay. That.
All right.
Regardless, that
It's probably best. It's up to you. You can talk if you want. Your attorney has told you that it's probably best you don't. I've told you it's probably best you don't, but you go ahead.
Yeah, they told me when I got arrested. I said, "What I'm getting arrested for?" They said, "You getting arrested for the no contact order because we had witnesses that was on the scene that verified that you do not touch anybody." So they said you're not getting charged for hitting anybody, anything. You getting charged for a no contact order that you violated. So I'm trying to see where these other charges come from because when I got booked in, I didn't see none of that either. And now that I'm seeing assault, all this and
Sure.
that.
All I can tell you is that I've read a charging affidavit that contains probable cause that you committed the crime of aggravated battery on a pregnant person.
And there was they charged me with that yesterday.
They charged you with that, yes.
Yesterday.
I believe it was yesterday, yeah.
Okay. That's
All right.
Oh, actually, Your Honor, just on the issue of bond, neither,
Hold on, sir. Wait a minute. Come back. Your attorney's talking. Go ahead.
obviously, it's within Your Honor's discretion to revoke bond in the older case, but on these new charges that Mr. Joseph just came in for, it doesn't appear that they're capital felonies or life felonies or first-degree felonies punishable by life in prison. So he is entitled to a bond, I believe. So.
Well, as I've indicated, I'm not going to grant him a bond at this time based upon the allegation that he violated the contact order. I don't find any amount of monetary bond will be sufficient to ensure the safety of the victim in this case. Okay, thank you, sir. Your name, sir?
Keith Mason.
Mr. Mason, you have been arrested on a charge of battery as an act of dating violence. Court finds that there is probable cause in the affidavit to support that charge. The court will appoint the public defender to represent you on a temporary basis. You do not qualify for pretrial release based on the notes I've been given. Let's see. It looks like that, and again, sir, do not respond to this one way or the other. It appears that he may be on probation till 2024 for a charge out of Orange County. Just letting everybody know that. In this case, I'm going to set a bond in the amount of $2,500 on that count. Public defender is appointed to represent you in this matter. Any questions, sir?
No, sir.
What'd say?
Any conditions, DV?
Oh, DV, yeah.
Yes,
Nope, no contact. If you should make bond, which probably won't, but you're to have no contact with the victim of any kind.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. It was, the violence, there's another one. Come on back, sir. I apologize for yo-yoing you here.
Is this the on view?
You, Mr. Mason.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, you were also arrested for violating your probation. Apologize for that. On that, you're not entitled to a bond, so you'll be held on no bond on the violation of probation until you are able to see the judge. Public defender is appointed on that case as well.
My bad.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right. Your name, sir?
Jamal Thomas.
Okay, Mr. Thomas, you were arrested on charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, battery as an act of domestic violence by strangulation, and battery causing bodily harm. I found probable cause as to each of those offenses. You do not qualify for pretrial release. I appoint the public defender to represent you at least on a temporary basis. Let's see. Your bond is presently set at no bond. Based upon the charges in this case and your prior record, it appears that, and again, don't respond yes or no to this. It appears that you may be on, that's 2011, probably not on probation now, but you have multiple felonies in the past. Court's going to set a bond on count 1 in the amount of $5,000. And on counts 2 and 3, a bond of $1,000 on count 2, $500 on count 3. Condition of release is that you have no contact with the victim in the case. Any questions, sir?
No, sir.
All right, public, and I did think I'd say public defender's appointed. Okay, thank you. All right, your name, sir?
Shantane White.
All right, Mr. White, you have been arrested on charges of aggravated battery on a pregnant person and a charge of battery as an act of dating violence. You do not qualify for pretrial release. The court will appoint the public defender's office to represent you on a temporary basis. According to the information I have, you have, let's see, number of felony convictions and some failures to appear. In your background, you are entitled to bond, of course. The court's going to set bond on this matter on the count 1. The bond will be $2,500. And on count 2, the bond will be $500. Special condition of the bond, you're to have absolutely no contact with the victim, in this case, Ms. White. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's you. I just called you Ms. White. Angel Gilbert. Have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. Your name, sir?
Stephen Williams, sir.
All right, Mr. Williams, you have been arrested on a charge of felony battery. I've examined the charging affidavit, and I do find probable cause. You do qualify for pretrial release. So you will be admitted to the pretrial release program. The only special condition of your release is that you will have no contact whatsoever with the victim in your case, whose name is Shanika Bolds.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
we do have a victim.
Yes. Oh, you do? Okay. All right. Let's hear from ma'am. Would you please tell me your name?
Shanika Bowles.
All right. And what would you like the court to know?
I didn't want to press charges. I just wanted them to remove him. So I'm good with the
Okay.
pretrial release for him.
All right. The pretrial release is fine. Just so you understand, law enforcement doesn't have the right to just remove people unless they arrest them. So, when you call the cops, they either got to arrest somebody or they got to do nothing, because they can't do anything in the middle. So just for future reference, that's what's going to happen. Okay. So he's going to be released from this on PTR. Do you see any need to have any contact with him when he's out?
Yes, he's my baby's father.
All right. So you are to, pardon me. So I'll change the condition from no contact to no hostile contact.
Okay.
Sir, what that means is that you can talk to her, you can be around her, but you cannot fight with her. So what that means is, if the two of you are talking about something and she starts getting on you, not that you ever would, ma'am, because I'm sure you're a very peaceful person, but if she starts to stop laughing, that's going to get you in trouble. The problem, what I'm trying to tell you is, if something starts getting hot, you got to walk away.
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
Because you're the one that's going to get stuck back in jail if you start having crosswords with her.
Yes,
So if
sir.
she starts getting on you about something, you turn and you walk away. She wins all fights for now, just like being married.
Yes, sir.
All right. So that's the ruling of the court.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Either one of you married? You'll learn. Happy wife, happy life. That's what they say. Your name, sir?
I'm Charles Douglas.
All right, Mr. Douglas, you have been arrested on a charge of, battery as an act of domestic violence. The court does find probable cause that has occurred. Is there a victim here on this case?
There is.
There is. Okay. Ma'am, what is your name?
Garisha Benjamin.
All right. And what would you like the court to know?
That this whole situation was misunderstood, and we both did wrong in the situation. And he never done anything like this before to me, you know. So this whole situation was totally my fault because I provoked it.
Well, first of all, well, you know what? I guess I really shouldn't say anything about that. Ma'am, how do I put this? The person that gets hit is never the person that gets hit fault. Okay? But be that as it may, you're going to need to discuss the future of this case with the state attorney's office. Let's see. He does not qualify for PTR. So, ma'am, what do you want me to do?
I'm not pressing any charges against him.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm not pressing any charges against him.
All right. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. That means you don't have to put up any money. The only condition is you cannot have hostile contact with the victim. In other words, I don't know if were you standing there when I told that fellow a minute ago what that means?
Oh, yeah, but
No.
could you repeat
Okay.
it?
Here's what it means. Okay, if the two of you are having a discussion about something, and she starts getting on you, and she starts getting an argument going with you, you got to walk away.
Oh, I always,
Okay? You always do.
always
No, you
do.
don't.
I do.
No, don't.
She right there.
He normally do. He really do.
I've been married a long time. But from now on, it's an order of the court.
Yeah.
You have to. Okay?
Okay.
You're responsible. I'm talking about Mr. Douglas.
Yes, sir.
If she chooses to start a fight with you, you're the one that has the obligation to walk away.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes,
So
sir.
until this case is over, she gets whatever she wants.
Always.
Always. Yeah, right.
I'm
All
sick.
right.
She right there.
I know.
That's my baby.
And before you go, one bit of advice to the victim. Are you aware of the process for obtaining a domestic violence injunction?
Mm-mm. No.
All right. If this ever happens again, in addition to calling the police, you can also go to the clerk's office and get an injunction and get the court involved in protecting you. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're excused. Okay, sir, your name.
Eddie Gerardo Jimenez Diaz.
All right, sir. You have been arrested on a charge of battery as an act of domestic violence. I do find probable cause in the charging affidavit. Is there a victim in this case that would like to speak?
Yes, there is.
Hearing none. There is?
There is.
All right, ma'am, go ahead and tell me your name.
Ryan Lillison.
Okay. And you're the victim in this case. Okay. And so the gentleman is your father-in-law.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So tell me what you'd like me to hear.
I was advised to let it be known to you that I am a former corrections officer, still FDLE certified. This is completely subjective, but I do believe that this may be the result of just pent up professional and personal issues.
Okay. How long have you and his daughter been married?
We've been married for about 2 years now, Your Honor.
Okay. Is this an ongoing problem, or is this just something that just sort of boiled up all of a sudden?
I have attempted to. Sorry, Your Honor.
No. I'm actually trying to see you. I'm trying to move the camera where I can see you. Oops. But keep talking. There you are. Now I can see you.
There has been a lot of pent up frustrations from my side through both me and my wife. I'm sure there's mutual feelings on the opposing side, but we have both maintained cordiality until this boiling point.
All right. What the question now is, he has no bond right now. I do need to set some conditions of release. What conditions of release do you think will assure your safety?
I would like to ensure that if it's within reason, Your Honor, to keep him away from the current residence where my wife and I are staying. We are currently residing as guests in his wife's home.
All right.
So I don't know if that complicates things, Your Honor, but we do have 2 small children there. I would just like to keep them away from any further issues.
All right. Thank you. I've just been handed a note. Could the state and defense put their names on the records? I may have neglected to do that early on.
Graciana Berlin on behalf of the state.
Aaron Zeilberger with the Public Defender's Office.
These are just the attorneys that are in the courtroom here with me. I'm just trying to make the record complete. Okay, so thank you for your input. I appreciate it. I'm going to try and get back to, yeah, there he is. Okay. All right, sir. The court is going to have to set some sort of a bond. I've appointed the public defender to represent you for now. Would the public defender like to be heard on the issue of bond?
I don't have no money. I don't have money for that, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have another place you can stay?
Yes, I do.
All right. Where is that?
My brother's, he dies, in, it's, I'm sorry, I'm somewhat, Kissimmee, sir.
Kissimmee. Okay.
Yes, sir, yes.
All right. So you do not qualify for PTR. So I am going to release you on your own recognizance. That's, in other words, without putting up money. The condition is you have to stay away from the victim.
Yes.
At least until the cases are resolved. You're going to have to stay with your brother, find someplace else to live. You're going to need to provide the court and your attorney, the public defender's office, with your address where you're going to stay.
Yes, sir.
All right. And in fact, I'm going to make that a condition of the ROR, is that before you get released, you're going to have to provide us with an address or your brother where you're going to stay.
Right.
Right. Once you've done that, then you can release on your recognizance. You're going to be coming back.
200 Mississippi in 200 Mississippi. Yes.
200
Yes.
Mississippi.
Yes.
Like the the state.
Like the state, yes, sir.
And is that in Kissimmee or St. Cloud?
It's St. Cloud. St. Cloud.
St. Cloud.
In between, yeah.
200 Mississippi in St. Cloud. All right. The last matter is that I have a note that the defendant is on ROR release already on a driving while license suspended, refusal to submit to a breath test, and DUI. Is there any request from the state? All right. The court will take no action in that case then. All right, sir. Thank you.
Sir.
Hold on.
Your Honor.
Mississippi. MISSIPPI. That was impressive. Your name, sir?
Marlon Lampkin.
Mr. Lampkin, you've been arrested on a charge of battery as an act of domestic violence. The court finds probable cause. In this case, the court will appoint the public defender to represent you temporarily. You do qualify for the pretrial release program, so you will be admitted to that program. The special condition of your participation, is the victim present and would like to speak?
Yes,
All right. Tell me your name.
I'm Leslie Lampkin.
All right, Ms. Lampkin, what do you want to tell me?
Okay, well, today I have a declination of prosecution to drop the charge affidavit because we had a very heated argument and I wanted us to separate and we didn't have a violent fight.
All right. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to release him to the pretrial release program. Special condition is that you're to have no hostile contact with her. What that means is you can go back, you can live together or not, whatever you like. You can talk to each other. It's just that it cannot get hostile. If you're discussing an issue that is contentious and things start to get heated, you got to turn around and walk away.
Yes, sir.
Even if she is in your face trying to start something with you, ma'am, not that I say you ever would, but even if she's trying to start it, you got to walk away and leave, okay? Until this case is resolved, basically she wins every argument.
Right.
It's like marriage.
Gotcha.
All right. Anything else from the state or defense? All right, thank you. Please tell me your name, sir.
Henry Monroe.
All right, Mr. Monroe, you've been charged with the crime of battery as an act of domestic violence. The court finds probable cause in the affidavit. Is there a victim present that would like to speak?
Yes,
All right, please tell me your name.
Chevelle Monroe.
All right, and what would you like to tell me?
Your Honor, this was just a misunderstanding, and I wanted to come home.
All right. Well, so it's your desire that we release him on his recognizance? Is that what I'm getting from you?
Yes, sir, we're married, so.
Okay. Ma'am, are you familiar with the services that are offered to battered women through a place called Harbor House?
Yes, I'm familiar with it, but I don't need it.
That's fine. I just want you to know that they're there for you if you need them in the future. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So at the victim's request, I'm going to release the defendant, ROR. The special condition is that you are to have no hostile contact with the victim. In other words, you cannot have a fight with her until this case is resolved. So if she gets in your face about something, you just have to either walk away or say, yes, dear. Yeah, you got to remember these. I'm sorry. It's my fault. It'll never happen again. You got to remember those 4 phrases and you'll have a happy life. But for the time being, you just got to cool it and you can't have fights with her. And ma'am, what happens to the case is between you and the state attorney's office.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else from either side? All right. Thank you, sir. Your name, sir?
Adolfo Moody.
Okay. Sir, you have been arrested on a charge of battery as an act of domestic violence. I do find probable cause to believe that offense occurred. Is there any victim present that would like to speak?
No victim present.
All right. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you on a temporary basis. Just look real quickly at this. All right. Would the public defender like to be heard on the subject of bond? He is entitled to a monetary bond. He does. Oh, I'm sorry. He qualifies for PTR. Never mind. So you will be released to the PTR program. The only special condition is you're to have no contact with the victim. That means you can't call her, you can't write her, you can't text her, you can't send her flowers, you can't send her candy, you can't apologize to her. No contact of any kind. That is not just through you, but also through any third party. You can't call her mom and say, hey, please tell her I'm sorry. You can't call your best friend and say, would you please call her and tell her I'm sorry. Can't talk to her through anybody. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, sir. That's the ruling of the court. Thank you. Okay, your name, sir.
Felix Quintero. Good afternoon.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Quintero. You have been arrested on a charge of battery as an act of domestic violence. The court finds the probable cause to exist for that offense. Is there a victim in the there that would like to speak?
No victim present.
All right. Sir, you qualify for the pretrial release program, so you will be admitted to that pretrial release program. For the time being, sir, a special condition of your release is that you can have no contact with the victim. That means you're going to have to find someplace else to live for a while.
I understand.
All right. You may return to the residence on one occasion in the company of law enforcement to retrieve your personal items. Call the sheriff's office. They'll send a deputy out to go with you. You can pick up your personal property. If there is an item that is disputed about whether you own it or not, you got to leave it.
Understand.
The cops are not there to deal with those kind of arguments. So if everybody agrees it's yours, then you take off with it. But aside from that, you have no contact with her whatsoever, in person or through any third party. You understand?
I understand.
Public defender is appointed to represent you temporarily. Any further questions from you?
Are you assuming that I will get a date for the trial or
Yes.
court date? Yes.
You'll get a date for your return to see the judge.
And when can I go and pick up my stuff? Anytime? Today?
Yeah,
Tomorrow?
anytime. Anytime. You just have to call law enforcement and make sure they go with you.
Because I have my
Okay.
vehicle is there too, so I'll need to pick it up.
I'm sorry. What now?
My vehicle is there too.
Vehicle.
We have two
That-
vehicles. I need one.
You can pick that up too.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, sir. Your name?
Donald Reed.
All right, Mr. Reed, you've been charged with battery as an act of dating violence. I find probable cause in the affidavit. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you temporarily at least. You do qualify for pretrial release, so I'm going to admit you to the pretrial release program. Is there any victim present that would like to speak?
Yes.
You said there is?
Yes.
Yes. What is your name?
Kaden Kennedy.
All right. What would you like to tell me, Ms. Kennedy?
Everything that happened yesterday was just a misunderstanding.
Well,
We've never had an
that's-
issue like that before.
Yeah. All right. So what is it? What ultimately happens with this charge is up to the state attorney's office. The only question before me right now is what terms of release will keep you safe? What would you like me to do?
If you could do the ROR, I'm not scared of him. I'm not threatened. We're okay.
Okay.
It was just something
Couple-
that escalated.
Sure. Couple of questions. Number one, are you aware of the services of a place called Harbor House?
Yes, but I don't think.
That's fine. I just want you to know now and for the future to make sure that you know that that organization is there to help you should you need it in the future. The other question is, are you aware of the process for obtaining an injunction for domestic violence prevention?
Sort of.
All right. Should you ever need it in the future, you can come down to the courthouse and you can go to the clerk's office and you can file for what's called an injunction for protection against domestic violence. And if the facts are appropriate, a judge can order him to stay away from you, even if you don't have him arrested. Okay, you understand?
Okay.
Okay, if it never happens again, then this is information you may never need. But if you ever need it, now you got it. So you're going to be released ROR on your own recognizance. I'm sorry, no. You're going to release to PTR.
Could it be
Special
ROR?
condition. Pardon me?
Could it be ROR?
Well, PTR is just a monitored version of ROR.
Okay.
So it doesn't require any money. Oh, yeah. The special condition is you cannot have any hostile contact with her. That means that you cannot have a fight with her until this charge is resolved.
Okay.
If she starts getting in your face about something, you got to walk away. She wins every fight from now on.
Okay.
All right? Every argument, she wins.
All right. Could I ask you a question?
Sure.
You were saying the pre something like that. Could she just do a bond or what?
Pretrial release. Basically, it is a monitored, non-monetary release. They'll explain it to you when you go back, but basically, yeah, you're going to be released from jail today under certain conditions, like I've described, and then you'll just report back to them every so often. Okay?
All right.
All right. Take care. All right. Your name, sir.
Wilkins Cherry.
All right, Mr. Cherry, you have been arrested for charges of robbery with threat of a weapon, resisting officer without violence, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I find probable cause exists for each of those charges. On count 1, you have a bond in the amount of $10,000. On count 2, you have a bond in the amount of $100. On count 3, you have a bond in the amount of $100. I'm going to appoint the public defenders to represent you in this matter, at least temporarily, and you will appear before the judge for arraignment if the charges are filed by the state. Do you have any questions?
Wait, what happened?
You gonna make me sell that whole thing all over again?
No, because
Here's the
you
thing.
said there's probable cause for these things.
Yes, based on what I read.
All I did was run. That's it. I didn't steal anything.
Hold on.
Sir, do not talk about the facts of the case, please.
Yeah, that was the man I appointed to represent you, and he's giving you some wisdom, which is don't talk about the facts of the case because it could come back to bite you. All I can go on is what I've read. And based on what I've read, there's probable cause. Ultimately, whether the state charges you or not is up to them. So until then, you'll be held on the bonds that I've just described, and the public defender will be getting in touch with you, hopefully in the near future, to discuss the case with you. All right? Okay. Your name, sir?
John Valentine Dentino, sir.
Okay. Mr. Dentino, you have been arrested on charges of possession of cocaine, possession of heroin, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause for each of those offenses. In count 1, possession of cocaine, you have $1,000 bond. I'm sorry, the second is purchase of heroin. I said possession, I meant purchase. $150 bond on that. Possession of drug paraphernalia, $100 additional. I'm appointing the public defender to represent you. You do qualify for pretrial release, so you will be admitted to the pretrial release program, which means you'll be able to get out under monitored release, but without coming up with money for the bonds.
Thank
Any
you.
questions for you, sir?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Your name?
Dorsey. Letitia Dorsey.
All right. You have been arrested on a charge of possession of methamphetamine and battery. The court finds probable cause for each of those offenses. You do not qualify for pretrial release, so your bonds are set in count 1 at
Your Honor.
$1,000. Yes.
She does qualify for pretrial release.
Oh, hold on. Oh, the sheet I have says no. This is Miss Dorsey, right?
Correct.
Yes.
There may have been an update, but she does qualify.
Oh, well, that's good. Then you'll be admitted to the pretrial release program. which means you'll be released subject to supervision by that department. Let me see. A special condition is you're to have no contact with the victim in this case. All right? No contact means no contact of any kind.
Yes, sir.
Zero. All right, and then you'll, of course, have to appear in court. The public defender's office is appointed, and they will be getting in touch with you in the near future. All right?
Thank you.
Any questions? No? All right, thank you. Okay, your name.
Tony Fecky.
Okay, and you are charged with the crime of aggravated battery, great bodily harm with a weapon. Let me just, baseball bat. Okay, that's what this is what I remember. The court does find probable cause to support that charge. You are presently being held on no bond. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you temporarily. You are entitled to a bond. The court's going to set a bond in the amount of $2,500, unless the public defender would like to be heard on that amount. All right. So $2,500 bond on that charge, and you will remain in jail until you are able to make that bond. Any further questions?
No, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Your name, sir?
Jeffrey Fernandez, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Fernandez. You are charged with 2 counts, possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find probable cause to, is supported in the affidavit. Your bond is set at $1,000 for possession of cocaine and $100 for possession of drug paraphernalia. You do not qualify for pretrial diversion based on your criminal record. So that's how it'll stay. Counsel, did you want to say something?
Your Honor, I didn't have his criminal history in front of me.
Yeah, he's got his last conviction was in January of 2020. So anyway, public defender is appointed to represent you temporarily. Thank you, sir. All right, your name, sir.
Mateus Fernandez.
Hold on. Let's get Jeffrey Fernandez back. I forgot that there was another one. My mistake. Apologize for that. Sorry about that.
No problem.
You had another one. You were also arrested for burglary of an occupied structure. I do find probable cause for that one as well. Public defender is appointed in that case, and your bond in that case is $5,000. Okay. Any questions?
Not yet.
All right, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Now, the next Mr. Fernandez. Yes, sir. Your name again.
Mateus Fernandez.
Okay. And I have your information here. You were arrested on charges. Hold on. What this was? Yeah. On charges of aggravated assault with a firearm and shooting in an occupied vehicle. Just 1 second. Yes. I do not find probable cause on this because there really isn't any information on what the crime itself was. There's a lot of information about the investigation and a lot of information about identification, but there's just not much about what actually happened. So, sir, would the state request 24 hours to supplement? Okay. So I don't find probable cause at this time, but the court's going to stay the bonds and allow the state to supplement the affidavit with additional information. So you'll be back in front of a judge tomorrow The public defender is appointed to represent you temporarily.
Your Honor, since Your Honor is staying the bond, given the state 24 hours, bond on the aggravated assault, it comes in at no bond. So I don't know if Your Honor would be inclined to still set a bond on count 1 regardless.
No, I think until I know more about exactly what the crime itself was, I would be hesitant to do that. So the judge will have to do that tomorrow.
It's my only
All right.
concern. But for, if the police had done a better investigation or provided more, then he'd perhaps have a bond this morning.
I agree, but the court has to feel like it has sufficient information to make that decision, and I don't right now. Thank you, sir. All right. Your name, sir?
Marcellus Green.
Okay. Mr. Green, you have been arrested for, for the crime of aggravated battery and possession of methamphetamine. The court finds probable cause for both of those offenses. Court will appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond in the aggravated battery charge is $3,500. Your bond in the possession of methamphetamine is $1,000. State, the defendant is presently out on ROR on an open container case in 2020 MO 271 and ROR on a possession of cocaine in 2020 2225. Is the state asking the court to take any action? All right, then public defender is appointed, if I didn't already say that. And unless you have any questions, sir?
No, sir.
All right, thank you very much. No action on both cases, yeah. Your name?
Reginald Lozier.
Okay, hold on. What about Mr. Khan?
Bonded.
Bonded?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And your name is I'm sorry, sir. What? Oh, Reginald Lozier?
Yes.
Hold on. Oh, there it is. It's in the wrong place. All right, sir. You were arrested on a warrant for violation of conditional release signed by Judge Cameron. You are going to be held on no bond until such time as you see Judge Cameron. Okay? Thank you. All right, next. All right, your name, please.
Casey Williams.
All right, Ms. Williams, you have been arrested for possession of alcohol on streets, sidewalks, or alleyways, a city ordinance violation, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I find probable cause for both of those. The bonds in those two cases are set at $500 each count for a total of $1,000. Let's see. Do not qualify for pretrial release. Public defender is appointed to represent you temporarily. Any questions, ma'am?
What does it mean by I qualify for temporary release? Or don't?
Well, we have a program that's called a pretrial release program that allows people sometimes to be released without setting a monetary bond. You don't qualify for that. I think largely because of sort of criminal history issues. It may also have to do with your the fact that you're a transient, that we don't have a stable address for you, things like that.
Criminal history.
Well, there's a reference to out-of-state conviction. You'd have to ask the program why, but those are some common. The most common is probably there's no address. We have no address for you. So, but your public defender has been appointed. The public defender can look into it, and if that's an error, they can help them correct it. All right? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, James Ackridge is medical.
Okay, Mr. Ackridge is medical. Again, there's him. All right, Mr. De Jesus Morales,
Medical as well?
medical as well. Okay. Okay, Mr. Lacy,
Medical.
still medical. All right. Mr. Lamar,
Refused.
refused. Let's see. Did he refuse yesterday? No, he's mental health yesterday. Okay. All right. All right. Well, we'll try again tomorrow. See if he's in a better frame of mind. Okay, Mr. Russell.
Yes, sir.
All right. You have been arrested for the offense of battery as an act of domestic violence. The court examined the charging affidavit and does find probable cause. Is there a victim in the courtroom that would like to speak?
No victim present.
All right. You do qualify for the pretrial release program, so the court will admit you to that program. The only special condition is that you are to have no contact with your sister. The victim was your sister, allegedly.
No, sir.
No?
That,
Hold on. Am I looking at the wrong thing? Wade Russell?
Yeah, that's me. But the information that I tried to tell the officer at the time, I'm not related to her, and I don't live with her.
Okay. Well, for the time being, what we're going to do is you're going to be on pretrial release. You're
Can I
going to
ask
be
a
released.
question about that first? I understand.
Sure.
I understand how pretrial works, but I was just curious. I would like to hire an attorney and fight this rather than pretrial. So can I ROR? Am I eligible for that?
Well, pretrial does not obligate you to have the public defender. It's just a different form of release. Pretrial release is like ROR. It's just with conditions and with some supervision. You can still hire your own lawyer.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying I don't want to. I was trying not to pretrial. I would rather just ROR and then go fight this in court rather than do anything with pretrial if that's an option.
You're thinking of pretrial diversion. This is not pretrial diversion. This is pretrial release. It's a different thing.
Okay.
Okay.
I misunderstood. Okay.
That's fine. They're similar terms, but they're different.
Okay.
Pretrial release is just a way to let you out of jail. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
So that's what it'll be. The only condition is that you have no contact with the victim in this case.
Yes, sir.
All right. And that should be easy since you don't live there. Okay.
Thank you.
Public defender is appointed to represent you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Edward Smith is medical.
Medical again. All right. I believe that's it.